Hi guys, and welcome to another episode. Today we are on our first bonus episode here in the Desolation. I'm aiming to do 3 different bonus episodes, so it shouldn't be too many, but some of them might get split because they go into quite a lot of detail about some pretty interesting stuff. Anyway, we're here at the Bone Palace. In the main storyline, we've pursued Varys. She's just like a tiny little bit further north in a place called the Ruptured Heart, and that's going on there at the ruins of Moira. But in the meantime, we're going to be coming over here to the Lair of the Forgotten. Which is kind of this outpost where the Forgotten, these snake people that we met back in Prophecies, people who were said to have been brought to the world by the 6 gods many years ago to look after the world, but they were slowly pushed off of the planet by the new races and stuff, and now they're all but really dying out. We met them in the Crystal Desert, and of course because we're so close to it, they're around here as well. So let's read the outpost description. Time has not been kind to this last bastion of a once great empire. The erosion caused by the outward creep of the realm of torment has eaten away at the very foundations of this forgotten citadel, dropping much of it into a vast sinkhole. It is said that the lone living witness to the Marganite assault on the gates of heaven and Abaddon's defeat at the hands of the 5 true gods still resides here, all but abandoned to the mists of time. These gates of heaven, they sound so cool, don't they? But we never really get much information about them except that they exist, and it was kind of where the last fight really happened. As for the architecture here, I believe it's Forgotten architecture. You actually saw these, if you remember, back at the Sunspear Sanctuary, and I mentioned that you could see these out in the Crystal Desert. I think these are kind of what the Forgotten built, funnily enough. Either that or the Primeval Kings, because you see lots of architecture like this up at their tomb further north, up at the Crystal Desert. But yeah, it's pretty great, isn't it? Well, who are we speaking to? So there's some spirits. I remember ancient dynasties of proud kings fighting over noble titles. They're all gone now. No more than sand on the exposed seabed. Lots of spirits. I'm wondering if I've seen all of their dialogue. Just like all kind of people like this, though, as you get further through the story, they start talking about more stuff. Sunspear, is that what you call your people? Yes, we were much like you before the Dark Lord Palawa Joko came. Blah, blah, blah. Who's about? Hello? Hello? Okay, so there's a place further north up there called the Poisoned Outcrops, which we'll look at soon enough. Where is the Forgotten? Come on. See, in the outpost description, it kind of hints that maybe the Forgotten here was the guy that saw Abaddon fall, and that's because the Forgotten, as far as I can see, they don't die of old age. Where the hell is he? Hello? Ah, there we go. Okay, so Vish Rakish. Hello, Vish. They've all got these awesome Forgotten names that make them sound like snakes. But yeah, so these are these guys. You remember they got 4 arms and got sort of these bat things connecting them and stuff. How you doing? He says, this world has circled the heavens countless times since I last gazed upon caring eyes. What brings you here, young one? Right, so he's got 2 quests. I'm going to grab this one because this is kind of a very basic quest. The Marganites have hunted my brethren like animals. No matter how hard we fought back, eventually we fell. They allow me to live only to mock my suffering. Pay them back for the deaths of my brothers and I will reward you. I'll teach them a lesson they won't soon forget. See, I don't think in Guild Wars 2 there's been no mentioning of what has happened to these guys, so we might not see them in Guild Wars 2 at all. Maybe they've died out over the next 250 years. Anyway, so that quest, literally the only objective is kill 40 Marganites. It's a bit like the, do you remember the Wicked Wardens quest we did back in the Echovald Forest? It's a little bit like that, I guess. Anyway, the Cold Touch of the Past. So this is all about the scepter of the Staff of the Mists. Right. Difficulty Master. Servants of the Fallen One wander across these lands in search of some way to free their master. Once my people were many and strong enough to stop them, but now I am only one of a handful who remain. The Marganites draw closer to finding what they seek. If they are not stopped, they will wreak havoc upon this world. One such demon seeks an ancient relic known as the Staff of the Mists. This scepter and its twin, the Scepter of Ore, were created long ago when this desert was still an ocean. The Staff of the Mists contains great power and allows the wielder to bend the fabric of reality. If the Marganites are allowed to possess the scepter, they will be unstoppable. You must find the scepter before they do at all costs. The Staff of the Mist lies buried beneath an altar in the southern regions of the poisonous Badlands, protected by an ancient magic. Poisonous Badlands, that's a bit weird. I think obviously that that's the poisoned outcrops a little bit further north. I guess maybe this is the old name for it when they were still developing the game. But yeah, so it is the sister staff to the Scepter of Ore, and if you guys remember in Prophecies when we found the Scepter of Ore, that was also in a tomb. It's called the Scepter of Ore, not necessarily because it was created in ore or anything like that, but simply because it had been kept in ore for a long time. So the scepters themselves, both of these scepters were created, we don't know what created them, but they predate ore. I'm pretty sure they predate ore, and they belong to sort of the races that were here long before the gods even came. And there are just hundreds of theories about this. That sounds dangerous and difficult. I'm in. Oh, sorry about that, guys. I had someone at my door. But yeah, these are the scepters. I find it curious how scared this guy is of this, the Staff of the Mists, actually coming sort of back out where people can find it and stuff. Because the Scepter of Ore, we've seen, obviously it's kind of missing. They, at the very end of Prophecies, if you remember, the Scepter of Ore was constantly in the storyline, but it remained this ridiculously mysterious thing that we didn't know much about. All we really knew was that the Scepter of Ore could control, like, the mental world, I suppose you could say. Oh, I don't have any heroes with me. That was a bit stupid, wasn't it? Okay, so I'll quickly add those. There we go, much better. Yeah, so all we really knew about the Scepter of Ore was that it can kind of control sort of the mental world, and the spiritual world, if you will. We actually find out that the Staff of the Mists does the exact opposite of that. It controls kind of the physical world and reality. But in any case, we never really learned that much more about the Scepter of Ore, except that it seemed kind of this sideline thing. But then right in the very final cutscene of Prophecies, they made it really clear. They did like this very deliberate shot where they showed us the scepter again. Do you remember that? And it was just looked really, really suspect because the scepter kind of disappeared and we have no idea where it went after that. And so obviously it's quite important, and for other reasons that I'll explain when we get to Eye of the North, I think it's going to be very important in Guild Wars 2. But these Forgotten are actually really, really scared about its sister staff, which is quite interesting. It makes me think that, wonder whether maybe the Scepter of Ore is super dangerous as well. Obviously, the Lich Lord used it to try and control the Titans, but other than that, the Scepter didn't seem to really cause much havoc. Though, having said that, the release of the Titans was quite bad. Could have been the end of the world, as they say. Anyway, so these are the poison outcrops. They're quite cool, I think. Another optional area. Pretty much everything you see now is going to be optional areas, because there's just so many plants that are dead and stuff. And the moon, look at that. Okay, hold on. Alright, so we need to go around up here. It's quite funny, actually. We're in the Desolation. You don't really have a concept of time here. There's never a blue sky or anything, so seeing the moon there like that, it's weird. I never really would have considered it to be night, but there you go. Right, okay, so here's the tomb. There's a load of undead here. I think I'll kill these guys. And look, there's like a temple thing over there as well. Do you know what I really like about this area? How kind of vaguely black and white it all looks. That's really cool. I've never really appreciated that until right now. Like, just the whole colour scheme is just kind of off and kind of dried of life. I guess that was what they're going for. That this is kind of a poisoned area where nothing can live, so they've gone for kind of this, taken all of the colour out of the place. It's pretty great, actually. Anyway, this big ominous thing. What the hell is that supposed to be? I mean, look at it. Jesus. Okay. So what we've got here is, don't forget, this is actually a master difficulty quest. So there's quite a lot of Marganites here. So what I'm going to do is show you guys... where is it? Where is it? Here we go. When we did that mission with Chirai, what the hell just happened to me? Oh yeah, I lost my... When we did that mission with Chirai, I also got an undead bow as well, and I'm going to use that to get a hold of some of these monsters. Damn, there's some even more undead here. And try and put them apart. You can see at the back there's a man, Battle Lord Turgar. I guess he's the guy looking for the scepter. Okay, that's those guys. Next, the Marganites. Come on. Hopefully no more undead will appear out of nowhere. See, the thing is, I'm not entirely sure where all of the passageways are here. Come on, shoot him. There we go. Okay, next group. I like how every single Marganite we kill, because we're doing this one with where we need to kill 40 every single time I'm getting a quest update. Another group, come on, and then I'll try and kill the Battle Lord on his own. Usually I wouldn't be so precautious. Oh no, he's coming with them, but it is master difficulty. No, there we go, he's left. So you know you do have to be a little bit careful. Okay, here we go. Now Turgar. This place looks so... look at it's just a weird glow coming up from behind it. So I guess the scepter, or the staff, sorry, should be buried under there. See, the other thing I'm wondering about is like the names of them. Like obviously the Scepter of Ore isn't the original name for that. Oh, we killed him and he dropped the staff. Okay. Like obviously that's not the original name of it. Oh, we're getting hit by the curse of the Staff of the Mists. The Staff of the Mist does 30 damage to all foes within range. If you remember the Scepter of Ore, that actually affected everyone's energy when they were near it. Because this staff does the opposite. It like affects reality. That has health effect. So you see this time we're getting health and stuff, which is pretty cool. So we've picked it up. Quest updated. Alright, so now we need to see a man called Buran for our reward. Oh, here he is. Okay, so there's a ghost here. And loads of Marganites behind us. Have you seen that? Look at that. Okay, hello Buran. He says, "Why have you woken me from my slumber? Who dares defile the resting place of the Staff of the Mists? It is too late. By disturbing this place, you have unleashed a terrible evil upon the world." Wow, okay. Alright. It's just the staff. Don't worry. We've had the sister staff. It wasn't so bad. He says, "Long ago, the Staff of the Mist and the Scepter of Ore were given to the great nations of the world as protection. Predictably, those who wielded their power were corrupted. Terrible horrors were unleashed upon the lands once guarded by their benevolent powers. The gods themselves were forced to intervene. They struck down both rulers, sealed the scepters within their tombs, and guarded them with powerful magic. With the Staff of the Mist released into the world again, I fear that the forces of evil will not stop until they possess it. Our only choice is to destroy the scepter. You must travel to the hallowed point and then destroy it. Only then will it be out of reach of the Marganites." So yeah, in this quest, you see everybody's treating this staff as being like really, really fucking dangerous. While the Scepter of Ore didn't seem to be so bad yet. I mean, they put that ominous shot of it disappearing at the end of Prophecy, so maybe it is bad. Maybe there's a lot in store for us there. The other thing that I find quite interesting is that it says that there were two leaders, two great nations who owned the scepter. And, you know, there's a lot of theories that go around about that, like maybe the two nations were the Marganites and the Seers, because these scepters could predate, obviously, the gods and stuff. So it is quite weird to think about. I mean, where they're so interesting, but we also know so little. It becomes very easy to kind of dream up all these theories and think of what maybe it could all be about. In any case, I don't think this is one of those things where it's pointless to think about, because I'm sure, as I said, and we'll talk about it more when we get to Eye of the North, I'm sure that the story of these two staffs will be coming up in some way, maybe not significantly straight away, but in some way in Guild Wars 2. Anyway, as far as we're concerned, we're trying to destroy this one. It remains to be seen at the end of the quest whether it actually does get destroyed or not. We'll see. Because some people dispute whether it actually is destroyed or not. Holy shit, have you noticed what? I've just noticed how big the rat's got. Look at that! What level is it? I'm wondering. Oh, it's still only level 12. Oh, I feel kind of bad now, actually. Everyone else is rocking out at level 20, and the rat's still only level 12. It's okay, rat, you'll get bigger. Alright, so we're coming up here through these ruins. I think these are the ruins also. These ruins are supposed to be like Ascalonian. All the architecture here is Ascalonian, and sort of nobody knows why. Like maybe people from Ascalon tried to live here at one point or something. But they all look Ascalonian. All of the stuff here. Quite cool. Right, now which way? Is it? I don't think it's north. I think you have to go sort of south and around. This is what the poison outcrops are like. Just really windy, weird paths. Oh, yes. Okay, so here is our first site. Maybe not the first site, but one of our first sites. So we've been seeing lots of Varish's demons, the Marganites, right? There are other demons, even worse ones, from the realm of Torment themselves. Okay, and we just saw one. This thing here, what's called a Shadow of Fear. Like this horrible looking hound thing. So it's quite cool how you get you fight Cornons, and then you fight Cornons and Marganites, and then you fight Marganites, and then you fight Marganites and these demon things. They're the same demons that we saw Varish summon that completely destroyed our whole attack on Gandara all that time ago. And as we get further through now, we're getting nearer to the end of the game, we'll be seeing these guys popping up a lot more. Also, I think I just did something very stupid. I'm now fighting a load of Marganites and Undead at the same time. Not good. Not good at all. And I have no energy for some reason. Actually, that didn't go too bad, did it? Oh yeah, something else I didn't point out. The giants, the awakened giants, when you kill them, their heads pop off. And then you have to kill their heads as well. Really cool, actually, I think. Kind of just it just makes the enemy a little bit more interesting, a little bit less bland. Right, now which way? Maybe I did have to go north, actually, guys. Let's try going up here. Hopefully there's a way forward. It looks like there might be. Yes, there is. Okay, there's a bridge up here. Good. Loads more Marganites. Look at that huge group. Okay, so here's another Shadow of Fear here. You can see this one's alive. Or you could until all the skill effects screwed the screen up. Horrible looking toxic river thing there, maybe? Hey, there we go. So it looks like I've picked the right way. Shit me, look. Lots more monoliths. Oh, also about the monoliths. There was a quest I was kind of considering doing in these bonus episodes, but I've decided not to do it just because it's really kind of short and a bit boring. It's one of those quests where you get all the interesting information right at the start. And pretty much it's a quest about some of the undead at, a little bit further south in the Desolation. Some of the ones working for Palawa are interested in the monoliths, and they talk about how the monoliths have only really recently started to be animated and come alive and start moving around and things. And they ask you to kill a couple of the monoliths, and when you bring like a shard from the monolith back to them, they talk about how the shard is full of knowledge and stuff, which is just one of these really little kind of things that kind of, I think, sort of hints back to right at the start, where Varesh got something from that original monolith, the Apocrypha, and it taught her all about Abaddon. So they are related to Abaddon in some way. And monoliths are kind of one of those things, for me, I felt like they were kind of just one of these background things that really had nothing to do with the story when I first played through the game. And then at the end, they play a reasonably significant role right at the very, very end. And I was very confused as to why they were where they were. So yeah, just bear them in mind. They have really only come about recently as a result of Abaddon's influence seeping into the world. That bridge over there looks so cool, don't you think? Right, we're nearing the hallowed point, guys, where we can supposedly destroy this thing. Lots of monoliths. I'm not sure whether these guys are actually here because they don't want us destroying the staff, or just because they're here regularly. I'm tempted to say regularly because obviously I don't see any reason why these things, these minions... Wait, are they minions really? These constructs of Abaddon, let's put it that way, would want anything to do with the staff. Because kind of this is really related to a completely separate story. It's not got anything to do with Nightfall or anything like that. It's just a lot of information about some other horrible, deadly thing. I mean, this staff potentially predates the gods, so this is kind of how significant this thing is. Abaddon is, at the end of the day, just one of the gods. There are a lot of things that came before the gods and could potentially be a lot more important. Like, oh, I don't know, the Elder Dragons, which are the main antagonists in Guild Wars 2. So, I mean, this is really something possibly more significant than the whole story of Nightfall right here. Anyway, this is the hallowed point. I think the hallowed point is meant to be this pit, and you just kind of throw it in the pit by clicking this, which I'm now going to do. There we go. So, quest updated. See Buran for our reward. I think we just throw it down there. So yeah, it's a bit weird. Does throwing it in that random pit that perhaps has some kind of magical significance actually destroy it, or will we be seeing this come back? Is it just been put somewhere similar to how it was buried in the tomb? Is it just been put somewhere where no one can get to it again? I mean, obviously the text does say destroy, but you never know, do you? With the Scepter of Ore seeming to be so significant later, perhaps the Staff of the Mist will as well. Anyway, I'll cut it till we get back to Buran. Okay, so we're back at Buran. I feel a great burden has been lifted from the world. You were successful? Ah, yes, the Margonites still roam, but at least they will be prevented from using the Staff of the Mist to do their evil. Perhaps now I can rest. Perhaps now? I don't know. Maybe that's grasping at straws. Maybe it won't come back, but there we go. So that's Buran. I guess he was kind of the protector of this ominous-looking temple thing. And also, this face, maybe you might want to recognise, remember it, guys, because you might recognise it a little bit later on. But yeah, okay, so I'm pretty sure that was this quest. Let's go back to this Forgotten and tell him that we've killed lots of Margonites as well. Vish, if I can remember where he even was. Forgotten Retribution. Okay. So, I am in your debt, Matt Greenspring. The Margonites may not be defeated, but my brethren's deaths have been avenged. Their souls are free. Cool. Okay, guys, so I hope you liked that. I loved doing that quest when I first found out about it. Next episode, what are we going to do? Like I said, there's going to be 3 different topics. One's going to be to do with all the pilgrimages and a family that died. And one, actually, yeah, alright. So, this episode was all about the Scepter of Ore. And sort of throwing back to prophecies a little bit. And you remember the Scepter, the Lich Lord used the Scepter of Ore to control the Titans, who we don't know very, very much about, but they are significant in Nightfall. And I guess we're going to go back to the Order of Vespers down here at the Chantry of Secrets, who now that we're working with Palawa Joko, have got a few things to say to us, and the Titans come into it too. So I will see you guys next time.